Yeah. All right. So now, hi everybody. This is the ExO Economy Core meeting. We do this every single Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. We've been doing it for almost 5 years, and today we're really happy to have Michael Freeby here and Shishant from Sway helping us learn more about some of the things that are going on out in our world. So hi everybody. This is the ExO Economy Core meeting. Over to you every single Tuesday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. We've been doing it for almost 5 years. And today we're really happy to have Michael Freeby.
All right.
All right.
Oh, okay. So anyway, thanks for having me. That's a short-term notice. I was just listening for 1 or 2 minutes before I came. I know most of the people on the call here anyway. But one of the things that I really am excited about, and maybe we should think about it at some point in time, creating a token, maybe can use an ExO for more democratization in the education system. So I was kind of thinking about my PhD students of actually them getting some form of token when they're finished with the journal paper, when they're finished with a master student supervision, whatever. And if they have, let's say, 100 tokens, they're done with their PhD topic. This is significantly more fair than a professor like me telling you when you're finished or not finished. You know, it's a completely different thinking process, but I was kind of hoping that at some point in time we could get into that discussion as well. But anyway, that's not the reason for me being on this call today. I wanted to just show you something. Can I get the screen? I guess I can.
You should be able to.
Let me just show you the, and please apologize. I had about 10 minutes to put this presentation together. So I want to show you something about a software and an activity that I'm doing since about November, December last year. And it is with respect to a software and a tracking software that we developed for a Namibian NGO. And interesting enough, it came from an open from an ExO World event where we were talking about democratization. And Taimi Amambo was on there, and one of the things she was saying is like blah blah blah. We need this and this and that. And I said, well, tell me exactly what you need, and I'll see what we can do. So we have now developed something, and let me just go one step further because I want to play you this little Slack channel. Then I will. Thank you for considering do you hear this, by the way? This initiative. I just show you a quick overview of the Slack channel that we have created a long time ago. The whole project goes on since December last year, and it was actually started after an open ExO World where I met Taimi Amambo, who is the head of the NGO in Namibia, and we then decided to actually create a tracking a software or design a software solution for them. I just want to give a quick overview. So it's actually going on for a long time. You see the general communication, also the HIV tracking communication. Sorry, it's my dog. Later on. So what we did is we basically went through the whole design process. So we talked with them about the needs. So this was the first thing that we started. We used the presentation that Taimi presented. Then we created an outline for it, and then we initially designed. There was a kickoff presentation that we had, and we designed some of the initial features. We also then designed the first user interfaces, and eventually came up now with a real, kind of like going to digitize some of the care booklets they have, and want to create them also in a digital form for all the applications. And subsequently, we designed an interface. I'll just come to this in a second. Where is it? If not, I have the pictures later on, where we have a simulated user interface design. And all of this should be finished by April, May this year. And hopefully we can then go into operation. So this is a first overview, and I'll give you some more hands-on images in a second. So anyway, that was just quickly recorded from the Slack file because I thought it was the easiest to show that there's some activity going on. In the meantime, it's not an HIV tracking system anymore. It's now a community-based information system, though they very interestingly expanded the functionality while talking to them. So now we're actually designing a software that will actually help track people, track diseases, will also help the workflow and the some other very interesting features that you could put on a dashboard. So this is a little bit the project flow. I don't want to get into the depth on this one here. This is the timeline on this one. We should be finished with the product by April, May. I mentioned it already. But this is not the end of it. This is basically the starting point. So it's basically the starting point for the system being used, but it needs to continue after that. It needs to be continuously supported. We're gladly doing this, and we're gladly putting some more effort onto that. But I was thinking that that could be a really nice a proposal for first of all, for a circular economy. Secondly, for showing that, and I'll have a little summary on this later on, that the ExO community is not just talking, but actually doing. And it's also doing something for maybe the weaker parts of this world. So some more pictures on the design interface and on the agile, on this, we use some form of Scrum technology, and then agile development methodologies. And we also now are getting into the point where we actually try to use this data that we gather. And we have designed already some algorithms to try to optimize workflows at the end of the day and provide information that can optimize the delivery of future patients. So anyway, I was seeking some ExOs for this, and I'm quite honest, this is not a very good negotiation that I'm doing right now. I can do it without, because I finance the entire thing right now from my own money and from my own staff, and I will continue to do this anyway, because I think it's something that is important to do, that we can actually very quickly do something, very quickly create something that has a huge value to communities. And so I will definitely continue to do it, but I think also that this platform that we purposely create, so it can be used for all kinds of other applications. It can be ported, it can be translated, it can be used for in other countries, and have that as a base for some further ExO activities in Africa and maybe somewhere else as well. So one of the benefits that I see of supporting that is, first of all, we support an NGO. We give them something that creates a lot of value to them, maybe even allows them to actually have a business model on their own locally. We also provide quite a bit of benefits to the local stakeholders. We are applying all kinds of ExO attributes to this development: staff on demand, leveraged assets, dashboards, interfaces, experimentations for sure, and autonomy. So we will want to provide them with the ways to actually use these things locally. So I think it's a really, really cool way of showing that the ExO attributes can be used very quickly by the ExO community for creating a betterment of the world. I also believe that when we do good things, and that we can promote as one of the things that ExO did, then we should market it respectively. So we should actually talk about the things that we do well and market them well. I also believe, as mentioned that before, that can be used for other organizations. It's free. It will be developed for Android as well as for iOS, as well as for text-based systems. And so it's highly portable, and we'll make it available, at least that's the intention, free, and gather some data points. Okay, I think I'll cut this short. I think there's a lot of people in this ExO community who can help, who are probably willing to help. And I think having some form of compensation and way of integrating them more intensively would benefit that project and benefit maybe other projects, and create some examples. So I hope that this is a good enough presentation to actually excite you about supporting it. And thank you very much for your attention.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Michael. This was great. I love that it came from an ExO World event. I had no idea. That's really, really cool. So Michael's full proposal is in Sway. I would encourage you, please go read it. This will be recorded. So if you want to go back and see any part of this presentation, be able to do that. When I just looked a moment ago, it looks like it's pretty fresh proposal. So it still needs votes. And there's a significant ask here. So please do take your time, read the proposal and understand it, and ask Michael any questions. That's what Sway's good for. You can go in there, you can note the strengths, the weaknesses, help him improve his ideas, but it's pretty well developed at this point as well. So please have a look. So next we have Sushant. So Sushant, you are the, pardon?
I'm gonna get out again. Thank you very much, Salim. You owe me some stuff, okay?
I owe everybody some stuff. What do I owe you?
Just a little refresher.
I'll connect separately with you.
Okay.
All right.
Bye. Thank you very much, guys, for listening.
Thank you, Michael, for presenting today. All right, so we're going to jump over to Sushant. He is the creator of Sway. So Sushant, the floor is yours for the next, 10 to 15 minutes max.
Okay. I probably don't need all that time on this session. Today's session is just to thank you guys for using Sway so far and to tell you a bit more about the context behind Sway and to let you know what's kind of coming. A little bit of context, I've been involved in, at that time, EXO Works since 2016, 2017. Went through the beautiful ambassador program and got certified through Yaroslav's certifications. And the early days of crypto, met Cesar and Najib and of course, Salim before that when I was at Singularity. So I'm just such a big admirer of what EXO, the concept, was trying to bring to the world and the impact potentially on not only organizations, but on governments and the future of democracy. It's really where my heart is and where I've been orienting Sway since 2016. Some of you have been using Sway so far. We sort of provided the opportunity to open EXO to just get on there and start playing with it. And based on today's figures, we've seen about 96 users so far on the platform, many of which are monthly active users. More than 75% are monthly active users, some daily active users, which is super awesome. Kent has been an advisor to Sway officially since 2016 and has seen it come a long way. So look, we were in a validation phase over the past year. We launched it in late 2019, mid 2019, and have been implementing it in different organizational settings, from companies to NGOs to governments. And the point was to just get as much feedback as we could to make it more useful to people. The main intention behind Sway is to prove that the voices at the bottom can add constructive inputs or surface decisions that are very valuable to those at the top, those that are in the decision-making circles. And through this methodology, those decisions can get better, they can become more powerful, and they can become more legitimate. Our ability to build a better product, to remove friction, to remove all the clicks and latency and stuff, really helps make that come to life or not. I think the concept on its own is interesting, but the way people use the product is something else. So I'm telling you all this because we're obsessed at the moment of finding all the frictions in the platform and hearing as many complaints as you have about what sucks with Sway. What is it preventing you from doing? What would you like it to do that it's just cumbersome in its current kind of form? We're going into a period of about 4 months of deep UX, UI overhaul and rebuild. We're just about to close a small seed round, which gives us the luxury to do this. And so following this presentation or this chat really amongst friends, I'm going to share with you a link to a Google form that allows you to give some feedback. And I'm also going to invite you to a 30 or 45 minute brainstorm on a Friday afternoon with me and our CTO. And the point of that will be for you to just tell us what it is you've been experiencing. We have some prompts and questions, and we just love for you guys to come and share your feedback. If you have some feedback now, if you have some questions or whatever, I'm here. I'd love to hear from you. And I just want to shout out to Yaroslav, to Kevin, Salim, Najib, Cesar, and definitely Nikki, who spent 15 minutes with me walking through all the pain she experienced using some of the functions of Sway. And we recorded that and we sent that to the team, and we're actually doing UI mockups for changing the proposal layout because of it. So much love to you guys and everything you're doing. I'm such a big supporter, and yeah, it's going to happen.
That's amazing. Shashank, thank you so much. Really. And one of the things to remember, folks, is that when you watch the video that we shared with you earlier in the chat, which is the video that we're sending around right now as we push the EXO economy and EXOs into the broader public, we are effectively an emerging distributed autonomous organization. We're an emergent DAO, and the seed for that is very much right here in this group. And governance is a critical part of that. A lot of people get hung up on the complexities of governance, and what I've attempted to do here with all of you is keep it simple. Say that governance is about decision-making and surfacing things and letting our governance process be emergent and guided by our capabilities, and not just over-complexify everything from the top down. Sway now is one of the first decision-making tools that we've inserted into that governing process, and it's primarily being used to help support deserving members of our community projects that we dream up. And really, that's incredible. You have to understand that it doesn't look that complicated, but to get to that is an incredible milestone. And Sway's helped us get there. So thank you, Shush. I really appreciate it. Anybody have questions or feedback for Shashank? We'll do like a 5-minute Q&A session as we need it, up to about 40 minutes after the hour. And if you just want to share your experience with Sway so far, anything at all.
I just think it's been a powerful tool, and I really appreciate the mindset behind it all, because it's really walking the talk. And so for us to be able to, as a group, vote things through and not wait for some head of state to make a decision has been awesome. So I appreciate it.
That's well said, Nikki.
From my side, go ahead, Jaroslav. No, from my side, just Shashank, great. Well, thank you, for offering us to use this platform. But I'm even more excited, where you've been able to take it. I know, we've been in a community for some time, so I remember the beginnings of this, and it's awesome the success you've been having with this, and just congratulations even to getting it to this point. And yeah, if we can help to make it better, great. But yeah, well done. It looks awesome, and it's great what you've built.
Okay. Any other questions? You have the founder here, so I barely get any time with him, so it's good to catch him.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your support. And first of all, I would like to suggest maybe a kind of connection with the general community, because we are in a close community in terms of the voters, and maybe you can think in a way that you can open the proposal for everyone that is engaged, and also from other perspectives, maybe you can bring people from LinkedIn or something like that, and post it and then vote. Just as a suggestion, but I definitely use it, and it's very workflow. It's very simple, and thank you very much for supporting us.
Awesome. Okay. Last call. I think you should have EXOs built into it somewhere, but yeah.
That's one. That was one. Sushant, where have you had success or taken this outside corporate environments? Have you managed to get this into governments or cities or anything like that?
Great question. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I just wanted to show you guys some of the back end of Sway and the sort of analytics so far of what we're seeing.
That's cool.
Yeah, let me see how I share. Stop the sharing. So Where we've had success, where we've piloted outside of the corporate setting, was with Doctors Without Borders and a couple of NGOs that were running digital AGMs, annual general meetings. For them, it was revolutionary that they could do this online, and for us, this is like probably obvious, right? So they had tremendous usage and retention and uptake, and tremendous kind of user satisfaction, as well as legitimacy kind of scores doing that. On the government side, it's becoming more and more obvious that this could replace consultations. And we, as of Friday last week, we signed a very, very large contract with the UN Secretary General's office through the help of Robert Mugga, one of our other advisors, to help do a global consultation on the future of the UN to make the UN future compatible. So consultations will be another place where we'll try to build a bit of a niche and carve.
Got it. Okay.
I still think you can go after large cooperatives. I think they, I've said that 50 times, but I'll say it again. I think they're perfect for you. So, okay, awesome.
All right. Well, couple of points, Kent, if you don't mind, let me just answer on Angelo's.
Oh, of course.
Point around opening up Sway to the broader users. I understand Opening ExO has about 7,200 members, and it would be amazing if we can bring them all on board. This feedback has been given to us through multiple channels, particularly the biggest champion of that has been Kent. Many times over the past 8 weeks or so, he's been raising this and offering a kind of roadmap to that. We are talking to our AWS contact to see in what ways we can design our backend architecture to reduce our exposure and our spend by bringing on these new users, so that we can, not necessarily dump the costs onto the client, maintain a freemium version for organizations like you without exploding our AWS cloud bill every month. So this is some sort of X-ray backend stuff that we're working on. Once it's ready, there will be a more freemium version that could be used by as many people as possible.
And great book behind you there on the shelf.
Yes. Yeah.
That's funny. I met Shushet. I was a mentor in the Singularity University GSP program, and it was 2016, right? And that's where I met him when he was originally working with Federico Ast on what became later Sway. Federico went off and created, oh gosh, why is my brain?
Claros.
The name of
small claims court thing?
Basically distributed justice. It's a small claims court. Yeah, small claims court on the blockchain. It's amazing. Like it's truly amazing. They should just be getting accolades after accolades for the work that they've done on the blockchain. But they're pretty humble and quiet about it. But if you haven't seen Claros out there, you should go check it out. Anyway, that's good. So thank you. Fantastic, Sushant. Everybody is in there. We've got active proposals. Please go check out Michael Freeby's proposal today that he made. This is probably one of the more complex proposals we've seen come through so far. So I would definitely encourage everyone to take your time and read that proposal and make sure that you do use Sway for what it's for. Provide that feedback, pros, strengths, weaknesses, questions. I certainly am going to go through that with some detail because it was as I said, it's one of the larger proposals we've seen. Let's move over now to hearing. Yes.
And maybe a quick one. So also to mention and to thank Sushant, because he's also supporting the sister economy, Rutanio with Sway. So it will be live with Rutanio in the coming weeks. So thanks, Sushant. Oh,
that's fantastic. I didn't know that. Great news. So Eric and then Nikki, please, for kind of operational focused updates that are going on. So everybody here is on the same page. And just so you guys know, the way that our meeting structures are set up, Eric and Nikki participate in a lot of other meetings that happen during the week, and they act as a primary link between this group and all of those other groups. So this is why we put them right here at the top give the updates on the operational side. And then we'll go quickly. This week, I will do show of hands if you have a project update you want to share. Due to time constraints, we had more than one presentation today, which was fantastic, but it will cut our time today for project updates. So Eric, over to you.
Thanks, Ken. I'll be quick. So ongoing updates with both the documentations that we're looking at, both the tech one and the business overview. So thanks everybody that's been looking at that and providing feedback. The Treasury Core team met briefly yesterday, just squared away a few things. It looks like we're still in good shape. Obviously, we'll be funding Michael's initiative once that passes. I just wanted to give props to the team members that have been working nonstop, really behind the scenes. Nikki with all of her marketing efforts, Najib with the core wallet, and the team as well. Angelo with his use case mapping, Vanessa with the social media and blogs, Kent and Salim with the screencast, and anybody else. So thanks everyone for your efforts.
Thank you. How's that documentation 3.0 push coming? It's my fault, right? Because I still have work to do. So yeah, okay. So yes, we're trying to get the documentation 3.0 out along with the larger pushes that we're doing in public markets stuff, research. And then definitely before the birthday comes up soon. Nikki. And then Najib.
Yeah. We've been interviewing PR teams for the public liquidity pool event. And basically alongside with doing the third birthday launch on April 8th, we're looking at building a doubling exercise, which is a gamified version of getting ambassadors and coaches and all the certified members, as well as anybody else engaged in using tokens as a value exchange. So it's walking the talk yet again. We've been working on the data tracking structure behind all that, trying to figure out how we're going to count it and account for it and approve it and all those good things. Mapping use cases, Angelo's working on that vehemently, and we've got all kinds of deadlines coming up. So Monday, you should start seeing some physical evidence of all of these launches and the beauteous art that's coming. And I will put Vanessa's information in chat. She's also been out there encouraging the community to start to share and comment and utilize social media as it's growing.
That's amazing. And Nikki this channel that Vanessa's been building for ages will be hugely useful to Nikki as she proceeds through her project. So it's ready-made for you. I actually would like to let Angelo go next and then let Najib go. So Angelo continuing on from Nikki and then Najib from technology operations.
Well, as Eric and Nikki mentioned, we are working with several projects, but until I think before the end of the month, we will be finished with at least 10 use case studies, and that will be published on the on the Map Hub online. And also, I'm so happy about the announcement you did early about the Sushi, Uniswap, and Binance, because I took a training the last weekend related to that DeFi project, and it was so connected right now that and I am sharing some information with Najib. We are talking about that. We are sharing some info, and that's all for a while.
Thank you, Angelo. Let's turn it over to technology operations and then training and certification. Najib and then Yaroslav.
Thank you. I just, before that I go into the tech, thanks a lot, Sushan, for all those things. I just haven't seen you for the last 2 years, and it's awesome to see from, I think 3.5 years ago to see where you are. I'm very happy for that, really. From the technology, we, first give thanks for all the Mac users' patience. I know there has been a journey, especially for all of you guys on Mac. I really appreciate, again, a lot of you patients that you have been through this journey. It had not been easy, I need to admit it, especially with the Mac users and Apple doing all those changes that it has been in our life quite miserable. But I think today we have a quite milestone. We feel confident that we can use the Mac wallet without to be, again, all of those nasty errors that you guys were facing for the past weeks, I would say, days, weeks. Now the wallet is working not only Mac, it's equally working on Windows. I cannot say that it's working right now on Linux. We sweep it and we need to give up, and this time we give up a little bit on the Linux part. Packings for Linux is going to be soon there, but I think we can start to use and spread it. I'm going to post here the link where you guys can download the latest release. It's just, I'm going to upload a video later today. I know that some of you guys have been using an older version. And when I say older version is older, the version release 12. Before the release 12, we did a change actually in release 12 and after release 12, 13, and 14. If you were using release 12, 13, you don't need to do anything. You just download it and reinstall the new wallet. You should not have any issues. If you were using older release, definitely you need to wipe out the blockchain. I'm going to post a video later today with instructions on how to do it on Windows and how to do it on Mac. It's not a big deal. It just erase some files and we should be able to go. On the testing part, just to have, we were using, remember this wallet is going to face off Qt wallet. Then I'm going to do a very quick comparison on what was in Qt. We are right now on a 1.3 million, a little bit more, 1.3 million blocks on the chain. Remember, this is a full wallet. This is a staking wallet. What I go with that, if someone download the Qt wallet in a good, decent computer, it may take, if you are lucky, 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's still decent. You can usually go to 3 hours. It is some demanding on the CPU. We did the testing yesterday and the day before, and multiple platforms. We have done it on Minimac, that is emulating actually the Intel. It was not on the native M1 chip. And it took us 19 minutes to just fully sync. And we did it in a Intel Core i9. I know i9 is an upper level, and it took 17 minutes. But that's not meaning that everyone is going to take that. I'm just comparing M1, and I'm comparing iCore 9, that is the top one. I just want to be that even on those two computers, it took us with the Qt 1 hour and 10 minutes. Then we are very good. We are happy with the performance on that. We are testing with Angelo in a little bit more non-recent computer to see, and that people is more aware of how long it's going to take. But I will estimate in a Core 7, it may take easily 20, 30 minutes too. There, if you start to go on all the computer, it may take longer. Remember, this is a process that is downloading all the blocks in a peer-to-peer manner, and means that you need to have a good internet to download it quickly, and a good CPU. Once you have seen the blockchain entirely, it's not going to take that long. And we are creating an alternative process to download the entire chain right away for those ones that really have, I would say, 7 to 10-year-old computer. And that's saying they don't go to the hassle to spend one day just to download the entire chain. But for you guys, I will encourage right now just to use your computer. If even you need to download the entire chain, that's when all of us go move there. What is the next target with this? Well, just to go massive now. I can say I feel very comfortable that we can do it right now. I was a little bit afraid with the situation with Mac. That's not meaning that we will have a perfect situation. Right now, we are going to iterate on those things that we need to improve. Make it that it's faster to upload at the beginning, that we show more description. Kevin has made some suggestion. Hey, we have some things that are quite technical. Why, if we put that in advanced mode, those kind of things is just to bring more people and less friction. All of those are welcome. Everyone is very welcome to just to do this kind of feedback. Right now we are in iteration mode. We are doing eventually quick new releases with those things and bugs that we found out, and we will bring on board 2 things very quickly. The Linux version, actually, with Linux version, we are excluding ourselves. Pretty much all our tech guys are on Linux. And on the Mac, right now, we are doing what we call DMG installation, that you drag the installation into the application. We are changing that very quickly with the usual PKJ, that is like a Windows installation, that you go through a process to install it. And the third one, that is, we are going to sign those ones, digitally sign, that saying people don't bother to just to right click and Mac at least, and that saying is less friction. The purpose here is to create less friction, people be more aware, and let's see how we need to push everyone out of Qt People is super happy because right now, even if they crash in one computer with the seed, they recover and do it in a new computer without just only knowing those 12 words. The message here is very important. Remember, you need to keep saying those 12 words. If you miss those 12 words or go into someone else's hands, your tokens are in different hands. I just kind of see how much is important that.
Hey, Najib.
That's my message for today, and I'm all ears.
Thank you. Thank you. So Najib and his team really, really worked hard to get this out. You have no idea how much effort has gone into this. There's no way to even explain it. The fact is that this wallet is almost a platform. And as far as in terms of, go look at all the crypto wallets out there in the world that you can find, and you'll find that this is right there on par with the best of class. I'm extremely happy to see this go out, and I showed the screens there a little bit. We even have all these lovely links out to different parts of our world, which I don't know if those can change over time very easily, but there's just tons of stuff going on here. And I just, please download this, give it a try. You can see just a moment ago while I was sharing, I started staking these 10 EXOs. Our network weight right now is 2.87 million. To be honest, that's extremely low. We should be seeing much larger numbers than that. So please get this new wallet. Please get your EXOs into it, and please stake. We really need everybody out there staking. Proof of stake networks don't work unless the network members stake. So yeah, needs to happen. And this has never been easier. It's absolutely incredible, the work that's been done here. Let's give Yaroslav the floor for some minutes to let us know how things are going over in the land of training and certification. Then I'll ask for a show of hands. And welcome to Lorena. I don't think I've seen you on the call before, so it's good to see you out there. And hi, Jill and Lisa. And after Yaroslav goes, Lisa, if you want to talk about the book a little bit, that'd be great.
Thank you, Ken. So from my side, I'll just focus on a couple of things. We've been building different language partnerships for our training and certification courses. So currently, we are very close to launching the EXO Foundation certification in Portuguese. That's been work done by Francisco Milagres in Brazil. We also have had conversations with people building the German version. So German version will be coming also. And actually tomorrow we have a conversation with one of our community members who's recently translated the EXQ survey into Chinese. And he has a group of, I think, 3-4 people that are willing to translate the foundations into Chinese and then kind of take it from there. So those are the kind of most immediate languages. If anybody watching this has additional languages and would like to translate foundations into the different languages, feel free to contact me at yaroslav@openexo.com. We now have a paid foundations. Basically, the course is for free, but the certificate is paid. So also there is a way, if you translate, then we'll do revenue sharing. You can get back some revenue for your work once those courses are being sold in those different languages. So definitely give a shout out. And on the courses side, we are now expanding our suite of offerings of not instructor-led courses, but actually kind of a lower priced courses. And we are currently working on marketing and sales. I've had a meeting with Ray this morning. It's progressing very well. We're looking kind of around beginning of April to launching kind of a marketing foundations course that will help our community members to brand and market themselves better in the world. And therefore increase the impact that they can make, and also the revenue they can make in the world from their courses and from what they've been trained. So that's kind of been a focus on that side.
Awesome. Thank you, Yaroslav. Lisa, updates on the EXOS V2 and the upcoming event.
Yeah, so we have the Ideas Attribute event this Thursday. So Peter and Celine will kick it off. And then we have community members hosting sessions. So everything is on the site. There's a few chapters I posted in the chat about chapters that need help. So we have chapter 1, there's only one person, there isn't really much in there. Chapter 4, the MTP, literally like half of a page, and there's 10 people involved. Chapter 8, leveraged assets. Chapter 10, dashboards, autonomy, social, and then the attribute interdependency. We don't have a lot going on in those chapters. I've written a press release, so it just needs a little more editing before it goes out. So that's basically it. Lots going on. There was a lot of activity last week, so hopefully there'll be more activity this week with the, the curators and the chapters.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. This is a huge thing. Salim, do you want to add anything to that really quick before we jump to the last bits?
No, there's just the normal chaos of trying to juggle the token third birthday stuff with the book stuff. It's a shit show of competing interests and how to navigate that. I think, but what I think we'll push for is for folks to really go find case studies and do that level of work as the next round. And Lisa, one thing we could do is just start setting up phone calls with the various groups, and that'll spur them to actually getting something done. I'd love to do a brainstorm. I was going to do it with Cesar and Najib, but it would be really interesting to do a brainstorm on how we could work the Exos token into the book in some very creative ways. So that's a discussion I'd love to have. But
I think we could actually even do, how the first part of the meeting is a special presentation section. We could dedicate that to that if you would like for the next meeting. I believe I have that slot. I'll have to double check, but I think that slot is available.
Okay.
So before we jump,
I can put in a sway proposal and apply for tokens.
You can, yes, you can. Before we jump, I know that today's meeting pushed some project updates out. Is there anybody that needs anything urgently to update us on or ask? Jill.
Hi, I'll be quite quick. I've been working with Nikki on just taking some of the data for the third birthday and seeing what we can do with it. And I've sat quite a while, and it looks like a interactive type form is basically where we're going to go, and it'll bring all the data into one place, and then I will do a Excel. I could do a Sheets leaderboard, and we can then push that leaderboard onto any website. So that's basically in a whole. I just think designing something right now to get it done by the 4th of April is probably not going to happen. So let's go ahead and do what we can do, the best we can do now. And then we can always change it. And once we get some gamification people on board, and we can design something that can happen later.
Awesome. That is great news. Dashboards, everybody. All right.
But just a quick one.
Algorithms, dashboards. Yeah. What is all that? That's
Nikki, if we can chat a little bit later, Nikki, you and I, it'll be great.
Okay. Anybody else, please, quick show of hand if you need to update us. Oh, Cesar?
Yeah, quickly. We have Lorena here with us, so I want to introduce Lorena. She is
Thank you.
Within the Rutanio team, and she is representing Rutanio here. So I think it's good, to have you here. And Salim, in the chat, we reply Wednesday after 3. If you are available, we can all make it on that day.
Okay. Let me get back to you a bit later this afternoon.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Cool.
Well, welcome, Lorena, and I'm sorry. Welcome.
Or what?
Go ahead. I was just going to say, welcome, Lorena. Really excited to find more ways for the two economies, these sister economies, to work together. Something crazy idea like, why wouldn't we accept Ruta in the marketplace? How about that? Right? So that's just one idea.
Yeah, Rutanio accept Exos in their marketplace.
I know they do, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Najib, for invitation in this meeting. I am an observation today in this meeting. My name is Lorena Palma. I'm part of the core team organization, Rutanio organization. I lead the ambassador program and the CAS use case and the international community. Thanks, Ken.
Amazing. We're going to have to shut it down for today. Thank you all so much for your time. Amazing meeting, information packed. I'll have to go back and watch the recording myself because there was a lot going on. All right. Have a wonderful day.